When I joined the company in 2010, so to say, we had the big crisis from 07, 08, 09 behind us. That was also true for the division Automotive, which was now Autoneum. Everyone in the organization or in the finance organization knew already at this point of time that a good relationship with Treasury is important and that Treasury needs to understand the needs of the legal units and that the Treasury is cooperative and supportive if communication is honest and transparent and clear about needs, reasons, and requirements for special needs. And I just can say that since then, we never had perhaps one or two exceptions. I mean, it's not only targets or topics or money, it's also atmosphere and chemistry. And of course, you have always cases where chemistry is just not working. Yeah. So I can say that in 95% of the cases where we have our stakeholders in the finance teams and the legal units, it's working very good. They understand us, we support them. They know they get the cash from us. We know they are, precise with the outlooks as far as they can. They are precise and honest with the requirements, with the reasoning. And yeah, it's a good atmosphere. It's a good cooperation in finance, I can say. I would say, indeed, we have a good team. It's a good cooperation. And I think the most important success factor perhaps was this more to say, I'm not sure if laissez-faire is the right word, but perhaps it fits that you say you realize that you have a good atmosphere, you have trust. When you have trust, you can say, okay, let's design the targets for the coming year or the coming years together. Make sure, of course, the CFO supports them. And then, let people go, give direction and to the target and then let them go. And if they feel the trust and the confidence and the freedom to work in their own directions, in their own speed, on own priorities, then I would say these aspects are a big factor for success. So giving them freedom to act independently, showing them perhaps the targets or the way, but then let them go and get the things done in their style. One very important aspect, just because it's important for me, and I think it's the same importance for the team, is to make sure they have the education they need. It means you shouldn't stop at the cash management education level if you are in a treasury manager role or whatever the title is. I mean, that's the relevant point. But you need to make sure they have the information, the knowledge, the capabilities they need to be not just making their job, but to thinking ahead, thinking outside the box, doing the next step, coming with new ideas, coming with better ideas. And so education, I think, or it could be participation in conferences, because I think this is very important to network and to exchange with peers. And other aspects is indeed trainings. And what I realized together around 4 or 5 years ago with a colleague who's also a treasurer, was that the two of us, we are missing education in the area of tax or legal aspects in treasury and around treasury, like transfer pricing aspects, company law, and such aspects, because you realize, and I think that's so fascinating about treasury. Treasury is not an island. You have to do with everything. You need to know a bit about tax. You need to know a bit about legal. You need to know a bit about controlling, and so on and so on. So treasurer is not only a treasurer. He's really having multiple aspects in the capabilities, or that's a requirement to have. And so we went to the IFZ in Zug, that's part of the Hochschule Luzern here in Switzerland, and told them that we said, hey, you are doing the education as a Swiss certified treasurer, like you have the VDT in Germany doing something like this, or you have now you have Schwabe like Reiner doing treasury educations. And so we said, why don't you do a shorter course at lower budget, with more specific qualifications in regards to treasury and to tax and legal aspects around treasury? And then they liked this idea, and after some discussions, a half year later or so, it was really decided that they want to do this. And so this year, actually, just some days ago, the fourth course, 4 years, we had this course now with between 12 and I think 18 participants or so, was completed successfully again. And I think that's a nice track record, because they also say, well, not every practice course we offer is always taking place, because there are not sufficient registrations, to make it happen. And now this course was successful for 4 years. So obviously we had around, I don't know, between 50 and 60 or so, or 70 participants who enjoy to develop new facilities and aspects and insights, so to say, about different aspects of and around treasury. And I think that's great,